strange. It's called My Mother Was a Dress. For years, I was wearing her. She was cotton. Her neck, a blue V for her blue vagina that birthed 6 babies. She had a vanilla string around her waist, even though she was hooker red at heart, like me. I wore her for 2 years, along with a sister dress of deep cherry. When I went to meet her the first time at Catholic social services, I wore the cherry and she wore the blue vagina. We thought that genetics had made us go to Joseph P. Horne's to buy the V, but decided we both lived near the bloodless department store. After that, I took her off, stopped wearing her, didn't want her touching my body anymore. I prefer to think it's all animal. The way the V opens my neck to predators, the way she scissored her legs open to my father's cock, the way the dress hugs my hips, then falls. Just like she said she hugged me once, before falling away, switching me out for sale. I'm going to read this one for Maria. So I got angry and I wrote this poem, basically. I was angry at poetry, and I thought I would write this, and I'll tell you a story about it after I read it. Dear American poetry, I see you're publishing straight man, white, white, white. How nice. Are you kidding me? Best American poetry, I'm bored to death. Is anyone alive out there? Your sonnet is impotent, and I have a hard-on. Here's your bloody sonnet. Cunt, 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 cunt. The needle dick, the needle dick, the knee. American poetry, tell your mother you'll be home late. If anyone's out there waiting for you to lick them good, it'll be a long night. I was once fucked by an intellectual in iambic pentameter. My hand was better and more responsive. Your friend, Jan Beatty. So after, some of my friends told me not to put this in the book. They said, don't do that. But I wanted to, and my editor said, yeah. And then I found out that I got into Best American Poetry. So I got this email, but it was too late to pull the poem. And I thought, oh. And I got this email from David Lehman, and I thought, oh no, what's he going to say? And I've never gotten an email from David Lehman, who runs the Best American Poetry series. He said, oh, Jan, I read your book and really loved it. And he said, I especially like Dear American Poetry. He said, I laughed out loud. So I thought,
good.
It was a good story. But it's funny. My editor, Ed Ochester, always says, he says, you shouldn't be so honest. And then he says, you have this way of getting into trouble, but then you always get out. I said, well, hopefully I always get out.
That's good.
I'm going to read a sort of a gender kind of poem, but it's really about getting dressed. I mean, did you ever have those days where you put all these clothes on the bed and you just can't do it? I don't know. Nothing works. It's called Delicious. I'm looking for clothes to put my body in. At the family gathering, my sisters-in-law wear sundresses and strappy sandals, which are lovely, and it's sunny out. But the Kenneth Cole men's shirt I got on sale seems out of place, like the way I need to wear a lot of metal that can double as weapons if needed. And ever since I cut off all my hair years ago to avoid being mistaken for a woman who wants a man in Dockers, I search websites for men's shoes and shirts to fit, stores for men with elegant small feet, who I imagine to be my cosmic brothers. Then one sister-in-law talks about the new baby, So I switch to the men's talk about the new Camaro, and the NFL's jacked up penalties on hitting. but always swing back to the women who have a watery way about them I love, who are talking about the zesty seasoning for the bean salad, which is in fact delicious. Outside the Carnegie Library, Oakland. She said he wanted her to bark like a dog. She needed $20 for the shelter, 8 months pregnant. She wouldn't do it. White guy over there, she said. Far as I know, I'm a free woman, she said. People don't have to do things like that no more. I gave her the money, said I was sorry about people like him. When my friends and I met her next week, different spot, same dog story, different white guy, they gave money. Mad at me afterwards. Why didn't you tell us? People shouldn't have to do things like that, I said. Besides, at least she's out there, working it.